what's up? My name is Steph. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm just going to be doing a super simple kind of like everyday makeup look tutorial. So this is kind of what I would my go-to for when I'm wearing more than just mascara when I leave the house. So if you're interested in seeing something simple, maybe inspire a new look for you, then just keep on watching. Okay, so before I start putting on any makeup, I have some skincare that I usually do. So I always start with this moisturizer. It's called Doll Face, the Nourish. So it's got like berry seed oils in it. I just do roughly 1 pump onto my finger. And then I roughly just do it kind of around my nose and my chin and stuff, the places that I would get dry. So once that's all rubbed in, then I go in with my rose water spray. I just have this random one that I found at Marshall's, I believe. I just like loved the packaging for it, and I'm like, rose water is rose water, so I just picked this guy up. I think it was like, it was 13 bucks, so definitely cheaper than Mario Badescu. So, and then once that's dry, I go in with an eye cream. I have 2 different eye creams that I typically use. They're both actually from previous BoxyCharms that I've gotten. One is the brand Pure Lisse. It's the Blue Lotus 4-in-1 Eye Adore Serum. So this one, it does like the hydration, helps puffiness and dark circles. And then this is the Skin Iceland one that I love. It's like a pen version. And I find this one works super, super well. Like, gets rid of my bags, absolutely no problem. Like, it's a miracle how well this one works. And this one I'm kind of just, it does the job as well, but not as well. But because it's like 3 o'clock in the afternoon and I've already had a lot of coffee today, I'm just going to go in with this guy because I don't want to waste that one. So I just do a super small amount, and then I put it on my ring fingers and I just lightly dab to get rid of any puffiness that I have. Alright, and once that's all finished, then I just go in with my lip balm. I have the Carez lip butter. It's the jasmine one. I just got it at my local like beauty boutique at Shoppers. So I just do a super small amount on the top and bottom, just to give me a base for any lipstick that I might put on. Alright, then I jump right into my foundation. I just use the L'Oreal True Match Lumi. I find that this is one of the best drugstore ones for just like a light to medium coverage. And I'm really into dewy versus matte, so I think this one works really well. I've been using this one for a few months now and I have no issues with it. I really like it. So I am in this shade Sand Beige. It's also called W5. And then I just take a partially damp beauty blender and I do about 2 pumps, maybe 2.5, onto the middle of the sponge. And then I kind of just blend it in with that. Alright, so once I have that all blended in, then I move on to my under eye concealer. I use a mix of 2. I use the Maybelline Fit Me in the shade Fair, so I think it's the absolute lightest that they have. One that I was previously using, I just always grabbed the lightest shade because I think they only had 4. So when I wanted to try this, I just grabbed the lightest shade, and it's a little bit too like pinkish light for me. So, and then I just have like a Joe Fresh concealer that I actually use for my eyelid base for underneath my eyeshadow, and it's in the shade medium, so I kind of just do mostly this one and then a little bit of this added in to kind of blend it a little bit better. So I go in and I start with my Fit Me and I just do kind of strokes. And then I do a little bit down my nose, chin, and then in the middle of my forehead. And I just take a little bit of the gel and I kind of just dot it in, and then it blends well. Then I go back in with my blending sponge and I just blend that in. Alright, so once my foundation is all blended in, just to set my under eyes, I have 2 different products that I usually use. One is like an e.l.f. brand illuminating under eye powder. It's just a small little jar of it, but I'm just going to use my Sephora Bright Set Banana powder for today. So I just go in with a fairly fluffy brush, and I kind of just hold the edge with my finger so it's a little bit more compact, and then I'll just press it like right under my under eye. And actually, because I'm going to be doing a little bit of eyeshadow today, like I said, I use this as my eyeshadow base, so I'm just going to put that on right now. So just do a little bit on each eye. And And then I'll either use my finger or just a basic concealer brush to blend that in. I also forgot to mention, if I'm ever priming my face, then I usually use the Nivea Men's Post Shave Balm, or I have a little sample size of the Benefits Professionals, but because I put on my moisturizer, I don't usually need to do a primer, but if I'm feeling like super heavy makeup, then I would go for that. But anyways, and I find that works well for me. Alright, so I rarely do contour, but if I ever do, I use my Tarte's Pro Glow palette, and I use the cream contour shade, and then I just go over it lightly with the bronzing shade. So for sake of tutorial, I will do that today and just kind of show you what I do. So I really just use my ring finger again, and I go in and I just swipe it once, and then I just do a small line, and then I'll do another swipe for basically my whole forehead with a little bit on the other side. And then I'll go back in with my damp beauty blender or a brush, but because this already has foundation on it, I find it just blends it the best. And then just to set it, I go in with the Sculpt shade, which is the other dark shade on here. And I'll just go in with this face brush from e.l.f. and I just kind of press it once in, and then I'll blend it in really well. Okay, so after I've done my semi-contour, then I'll move on to highlight. I always start with my Benefit High Beam Liquid highlight. This is one of my favorite things. I bought it when I was kind of scared of powders, because I just thought it would look cakey and not natural, and I mean, sometimes that's the look I'm going for, but most of the time it's not. So I just go in, I use such a small amount of this, I love it, but now that I'm a little bit more comfortable, I will just do like a light powder highlight on top of this as well, so I think it stays a lot better. So I just make sure I shake it up, and then I go in and I put, I do it in like a dot kind of form. So I just do like roughly 3 on either side, and then I do a little bit on my nose. Then I just go in with the pad of my ring finger and I blend that in. Okay, so I realized that my camera cut out when I was finishing with my highlighter, so I just did Becca highlighter on top of the Benefit High Beam Liquid highlighter, and then I finished with my NYX Dewy Finish setting spray. So I changed my mind, and I have to put more of my concealer on my eyes because I took some makeup off because I was gonna go in with this palette, and then I changed my mind. So I'm gonna go back in with the concealer that I originally put on and just do a little bit more because I took it off. Okay, so the theme, like I said, is my everyday look, and I don't usually on an everyday basis wear any eyeshadow or anything, but just for tutorial's sake and to show you what I would do if I was feeling like wearing more makeup, I go in with my Tarte's Pro Glow palette and I just use the bronzing shade and the highlighting shades. So I just go in with a normal like fluffy blending brush. Both of these I have are from e.l.f. They don't have a name, they're just both eye blending brushes. This one is damp. A little bit damp because I had to wash it from the previous palette that I messed up with, so I'll give this one a try. But like I said, I just go in with the Sculpt shade, which is the one that's not the cream on the bottom. Also, I don't know how many people have this palette, but it smells like vanilla or something. Like all of the shades, or maybe it's just the strobe shade, this one at the top, but it smells so good. And I, like, every time I was putting it on, I was like, oh, like, something smells really good in here, and I never really thought that it was it, but it's definitely the strobe shade. Okay, so I take this blending brush, and then I go in with the Sculpt shade, and then I just put it into my crease, basically just focusing on the outer crease and the inner crease, and then leaving the middle by itself. Alright, so once I've blended it to the desired look that I want, again, like I said, I just did the outer and then the inner on both eyes. Then I go in with more of a flat brush. This one is just the Morphe M224. I think it's a concealer brush actually. I think it's called the Camouflage brush. And I just go in and I pack whatever highlighting shade I feel like just into the middle. Before I do that though, I always spray it with whatever priming spray I feel like. I'm just going to use the rose water that I have because it's closest to me. And I'll just make sure it's lightly damp on either side. And then, like I mentioned before, to get kind of the shade that I like in this palette, I do a mix of the two top shades, which is Lit and Strobe. And then I'll go in and I'll pack that into the middle. And then just to finish it off, I go in with this just like small bullet-shaped liner brush, and then I just do a little bit on the inner crease of my eye, and I go back in with the highlighting shade. So that is basically it for my eyes. I just go in with my eyelash curler and then whatever mascara I feel like. Lately I've been using the Tarte Lights Camera Flashes. I think this stuff is da bomb. This one is a super voluminizing mascara and I love it. It came in this trio that I got, and this is just the first one I grabbed out of the three, and I love it so far. It's almost out. So anyways, so I'm just gonna go in and do my mascara. Okay, so I just finished with my mascara. I did top and bottom lashes. If I'm feeling it, just to finish up the look, I'll go in with a liquid lipstick. I've been really liking the Tarte liquid lipstick formulas lately. I have the shade Bestie and I have the shade Get It, I think it's called, which is more of like a peachy toned. Because I'm wearing brown and because I did brown in my eyes, I'm gonna go with the browner shade. So again, this one's Bestie. I really like this formula. I find it lasts a really long time, and you don't need a lot of it. So okay, so not the smoothest of applications because my lips are super dry right now, but this is the finished look. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you found something good about it, whether it was a new product to try, or my charm or something like that. Thumbs up if you liked it, give me a thumbs down if you hated it, I really don't mind, and comment if you have any advice for me on how to make any of my videos better. But thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next one.